Did you know that in 2013, Super Mario 3D World launched for the Wii U? In this now modern classic game, Nintendo refined the 3D platformer levels by creating many multiple bite-sized levels that teach you a concept, make it more challenging, add a twist, and then a final test. Today, I'm going to show myself making the first basic level for my 3D first-person precision platformer game. The goal of this level is to teach the player 5 different basic game control functions: running, jumping, crouching, climbing, and swimming, all in a natural and engaging environment. Back in 1842, John Herschel created the modern concept of a blueprint. The process involved a chemical reaction that created a negative image with white lines on a blue background. This method allowed for the rapid and accurate reproduction of technical drawings with significantly reduced cost and time required compared to hand tracing. The first step for creating my level involved drawing my own sort of blueprint. I loaded up Aseprite and started drawing up my plan for the level. The plan is just for each section to teach the player a new basic mechanic. The first large room has multiple jumps. The second area has small holes through the walls meant for crouching through, represented by the yellow areas. The large blue area is meant to show off water and swimming, and the final few platforms have multiple climbable vines to teach the final climbing concept. On the Apollo 13 NASA mission to land on the moon, mid-flight, an oxygen tank exploded, which completely threw the whole mission off course. Fortunately, the 3 astronauts made a safe return to Earth, but they had to loop around the moon instead of landing on it. The mission had been planned by some of the smartest people, but in execution, stuff went wrong. We need to make sure that does not happen with my level. I began throwing down different cubes to lay out my level, basing it off the blueprint. I had to make sure that I kept a very low amount of detail, so that way I can go into the game and make fairly large modifications if the gameplay movement isn't flowing as smoothly as I would like. I had a situation where I rearranged the first few platforms multiple times to make sure the jumps felt engaging enough. Blocking out the level actually tends to take the least amount of time for me. In the Midwest, when warm air from the Gulf of Mexico mixes with cooler air masses, an unstable atmosphere is created, leading to fog and thunderstorms. The first full zone in my game takes place in an area very similar to the Midwest, and this tutorial area I've been working on takes place underneath that. I wanted to make the area seem like a large open underground cavern close to the surface, so I added a large amount of fog to make certain areas seemingly go on forever. But now it's seeming a bit dark, so I added some glowing berry vines and fireflies to light the area up. It might not be very heavy rain underground, but some of the water is still dripping beneath the earth, so I added some rain particles and scattered them across the different areas. The walls looked a bit barren, so I went outside, took a picture of some concrete, turned the resolution way down in Aseprite, and scattered it across the walls. It doesn't look amazing, but the lower resolution retro 3D look is kind of what I'm aiming for. Something that definitely doesn't fit the retro 3D look is the grass I added across the level, but I think when set up right, it fits in nonetheless. It makes the world feel more alive. For one final bit of detail, a lot of the walls look completely flat and a bit odd, so I threw together a few models of rocks, gave them the same textures as the walls, and threw them all over the map to give a bit more depth. Now for the walkthrough. That wraps up today's devlog. I'm having a lot of fun working on this game, but it is a lot of hard work. If you'd like to get some behind the scenes content and help support development, I have a Patreon. Some subscribers can even get a shout out in the game and in these videos. I also have a Discord where you can chat with me and others. Anyways, thanks for listening to me blabber.